Supplemental Finance Conference Committee will reconvene. Let me talk
Chair?
about, what's that?
Mr. Chair, if I could,
Senator Benson.
Senator Abler's with us, and it's his birthday.
Happy
And
birthday.
so I think we should sing him happy birthday.
All right.
You don't have to do that.
Hey, Senator Benson. Go ahead, Senator Benson.
There is no way I cannot embarrass Senator Abler. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Senator Abler. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, you succeeded. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
All right. Earlier today, I guess our process so far has been to pass bills off the House and Senate floor, negotiate with each other, come to an agreement. The governor has kind of informed us that he would prefer to not really engage until we had come to a common agreement ourselves. We really would have preferred to engage with the governor much earlier than this, but it was only today that we received, well, I shouldn't say that. They have given us plenty of letters and other information in the past about different things they like, different things they don't like that are in the bills or proposed to be in the bills. But we haven't actually entered into any sort of a real negotiation until today. So earlier today, we met with a number of members of the governor's staff, and he gave us a number of things that they wanted. And so we're going to proceed now for the remainder of the evening to primarily work on trying to conform the bill more to the way the governor would want it, so that we can have a complete agreement between the House, the Senate, and the governor, and have a bill that we hope the governor can pass. There's a lot of paper that would come with doing some of this. We have amendments coming where we need to have some language changes that we've agreed on with the governor, but we really don't have, I don't think, sufficient time to have amendments where we're simply deleting something that the governor doesn't like and that we have agreed to delete. And so what we're going to do is we're going to offer a number of oral amendments to delete some provisions in the bill that we have agreed to delete in accordance with negotiating with the administration. So we will describe those amendments, and we'll certainly have discussion on those amendments. But the plan will be to do that, going through all the articles now. And once that's done, we have some amendments here, but we'll have some more language amendments to deal with some language issues that the governor wanted that then we will take up. Senator Rosen, any comments you want to make? Okay, well, let's do this now. That's why we're doing this. Senator Rosen, do you have any comments you'd want to make before we begin?
No, actually not. I think, Mr. Chair, it's probably the best way to do this because there are going to be quite a few changes. And as I said, we are working towards an agreement with the governor. And I think we can get this wrapped up. We need to.
All right. Okay, well, let's first start with the agriculture article again. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move deleting. I would like to move deleting page 20, line 5 through page 20, line 23, the Groundwater Protection Rulemaking Authority.
And do you want to?
Section 16, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Senator Rosen moves to delete section 16 from the agriculture article, which is page 20, line 5 through 23. And this is language that deals with the fertilizer rule that the governor had previously expressed some public opposition to. Is there discussion to that motion? And staff, since we don't have paper amendments in front of us, I guess I want to make sure that you feel comfortable speaking up if you feel we're going too fast or if you have any questions about what we're doing. All right, any discussion on the Rosen Amendment, delete section 16 from the article, the agriculture article? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. Section 16 of the agriculture article is deleted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to stay on the agricultural article and delete section 5, section 3, the bioincentive program carve-out on page 7, line 29 through 35.
Senator Rosen moves that we delete section 3 from the agriculture article, which is page 7, lines 29 through 35, which is language relating to the bioincentive program. Is there any discussion to that motion? See no discussion. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen Amendment is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are on the Environment and Natural Resources article, and we are on section 26. I believe this is the voter registration information on web, and there is an amendment to this section.
Senator Kiffmeyer, do you have an amendment to this?
Mr. Chair, I do have an amendment.
Or is it still coming?
No, it should be here. I have an amendment here, it is. And this is the A150.
Do you have a copy of it, Senator Kiffmeyer?
I do, but I had extra copies and I thought that they were being made to hand out, Mr. Chair. I'm very sorry, I wasn't
Okay,
more.
let's do this, Senator Kiffmeyer. Let's skip over that and we'll come back to you.
All right.
Okay.
I need the language on this one. Do you? Okay.
Senator Rosen, let's go on to the next one.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete section 48, the attaching water to a land as a right, on page 51, line 1 through line 9.
Senator Rosen moves that section 48 of the Environment article, page 51, lines 1 through 9 is deleted. This has some language that some believe creates some sort of water rights. Is there any discussion to that motion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion to delete section 48 is adopted. Senator Rosen. Yep.
I would like to move, Mr. Chair, that we delete section 45, the excessive soil loss provision, which is in the Ag Policy Bill, page 49, line 17 through line 19.
Senator Rosen moves that we take out section 45 of the Environment Bill, page 49, lines 17 through 19. This is a provision that was passed on the House floor today as part of the Agriculture Policy Bill. Is there any discussion on this provision? It deals with excessive soil loss. Any discussion on this provision? See none, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen language to delete section 45 is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to delete section 146, the initial implementation waivers, on page 85, line 12 through 85, line 27.
Senator Rosen moves to delete section 146, page 85, lines 12 through 27, initial implementation waivers. I believe this deals with buffers. Is there any discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion to delete section 146, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to delete section 64, 69, 70, 71, and 85. This is the water fee increases prohibited without legislative approval.
Senator Rosen moves to delete from the Environment article, section 64, 69, 70, 71, and 85, dealing with water fee increases without legislative approval. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to delete Section 66, the sugar beet pit liner prohibition. This is in the Ag Bill that passed off the Senate floor, I believe, yesterday. Page 63.28 through 64, page 64, line 3.
Senator Rosen moves to delete Section 66 from the Environment article. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in...
Mr. Nauman.
Oh, Mr. Nauman, yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, I'm taking you up on your offer. Did you see environment or ag?
I did say Environment.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Yep, no, please do. Please, staff, step in if we're going too fast or if you have any questions on this, since these are all oral amendments. Is there any discussion to the Rosen motion to delete Section 66 from the Environment Bill? Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete Section 99, the restrictions on Metro Solid Waste Plan, on page 82, line 19, through page 83, line 34.
Senator Rosen moves to delete Section 99 from the Environment article. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of the Rosen motion to delete Section 99, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. Section 99 is, the Rosen motion is adopted. Section 99 is deleted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete Sections 101 and 126 through 132. It's the wild rice sections. And I believe there is, the Wild Rice Conference Committee has been working today. Perhaps Senator Ingebrigtsen and Representative Fabian could give us an update on that. We're close to,
Senator, who would like to speak about the status of the wild rice negotiations? Representative Fabian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The wild rice negotiations, I talked to Representative Lewick and Eklund a couple of hours ago, and they had gotten some more language from the administration. Did not seem to be very pleasing to anybody, so we have a decision to make tomorrow morning, first thing, as to how we're going to proceed. But taking that out of this bill is fine. Yes, sir.
And members, this is the language that was vetoed by the governor earlier as a standalone bill. Any discussion to the Rosen motion to delete sections 101 and 126 through 132? Seeing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted.
And Mr. Chair, I would like to go back to the moratorium on muskie stocking in Otter Tail County. And this is section 115, line 91, page 91, line 23 through page 92, line 3. And I would like to insert on page 91, line 25, after the period, insert this paragraph, does not apply to lakes located wholly within the boundaries of a state park. And Mr. Chair, I would like to have Senator Ingebrigtsen mention the reason for that amendment, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Ingebrigtsen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Madam Chair. One of the lakes that was involved in Otter Tail County in the moratorium is actually engulfed by the state park. That was a compromise. So that leaves basically 2 lakes in Otter Tail County that will be subject to the moratorium. So it goes from 3 lakes to 2.
And Senator Ingebrigtsen, can I ask you, have you had conversations with the administration on this provision in the last couple days?
I've asked for face-to-face with the governor. I've not been granted that, however, but I have had conversations with the DNR.
And what's the status of the DNR's feeling on this? I suppose they support the oral amendment, right?
Well, I would think they would. They don't support the as it started out in whole, which was all 87 counties, but it's been brought down to 1 county, and the only reason we did that is because that county in my district had the county board as well as the city that takes in the Lake of Battle Lake and townships around there had asked for a moratorium, and it was my ask actually for a survey to be done, and I've worked with the DNR on that as well, and that's going to be, went from doing a total Minnesota survey to just fishermen within the state of Minnesota. And that's generally how the DNR does their surveys, so.
Okay, Senator, thank you, Senator Reagan. Does staff have the amendment that was offered by Senator Rosen, the oral amendment to delete lakes within the boundaries of state parks? Staff has that amendment. All right. Any discussion on that oral amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen oral amendment deleting deleting lakes from state parks in this language, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen oral amendment is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are going to go back up to section 26, the voter registration information on the web, page 40, line 14 through line 32, and I know Senator Kiffmeyer has an amendment to this.
Senator Kiffmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate staff getting the necessary copies, and I believe they've all been distributed. This is the A150 amendment. And so, Mr. Chair, what this is I appreciate Representative Fabian and Mr. Meyer from the DNR, and this is substitute language, just a small change on the placement on the website. The rest of it, content is the same, but it just makes it easier to just read it in its entirety. And so with the DNR's approval of the language, I ask for your support for the A150 amendment.
Senator Kiffmeyer moves the A150 amendment. Any discussion? Representative Fabian, can you comment on the amendment?
It's the first I've seen of it. I've worked with the National Rifle Association and the DNR. I'm sorry, Ms. Taylor? Sure, go ahead.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chair, members, the A150 is actually incorporated in the A177. It makes the same change. I don't know if we passed.
So I'm sorry, you have, this is a later amendment you have coming? Is that someone else coming?
Well,
Mr. Chair, I can help clear it up, maybe?
Okay, just a minute. Senator Kiffmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There is an amendment that I believe is Senator Engebretson showed me that has more, but everything that pertains to Section 26, there are some issues with that, not issues, but similar language. But I did this one because it has it all in its entirety and it reads it all together. So but they are basically the same from what I could read.
Okay, well, members, I guess what I would suggest is if 177 is coming later, we can divide that amendment at that time and not take up this language. Representative Fabian?
Mr. Chair, I have the amendment here. I was asked to bring the amendment over here the instant it was printed, and this is the amendment for all of the sections in the bill that you and I talked about with Ms. Taylor and so forth and this would eliminate the vast majority of your proceedings here this evening, Mr. Chair, including this. One of the things that you did just before I came in, you took out the sugar beet language that we have agreed to with MPCA and working with the sugar beet growers.
Well, let me,
Mr. Chair, I'm fine if the House wants to use what they have. You called on me in the beginning. I had this ready. And
Okay.
so I'm glad to cede to them and withdraw the A150 and let them proceed because their amendment is more in its entirety, which may be more convenient for them.
well, and Representative Fabian, I guess we've been kind of under a time crunch and we weren't sure when amendments were all going to be finished. I guess let me see if I can a copy of the A177 amendment. If that can,
So Eric was saying, since we started
Let's do this. Senator Kiffmeyer withdraws her amendment. I'm going to wait on taking up the 177 amendment. I'm told that we really should, under the proper procedure, finish the oral amendments we're doing before we, I guess, go to the written amendments. But I do want to call upon Representative Fabian. Representative Fabian, do you have an agreement to, with the DNR or the MPCA, whichever it would be, on the sugar beet pit liner prohibition?
Mr. Chair, yes, we do. I talked to sugar beet industry today, and they had been on the phone. They've been on the phone with MPCA, and they've assured me that this is agreed to language. I'm sure MPCA is here to help us out.
Okay, could someone from the
I was,
MPCA
John
testify to that point?
Linkstein was there on the
Is the
phone.
commissioner here?
Commissioner Linkstein was on the phone, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Well, I guess.
I would like to have.
Okay, Senator Ingebrigtsen, are you okay with reconsidering the vote on the sugar beet pit liner?
Yes.
Okay,
Mr. Chair,
Senator Rosen.
I would like to instate the motion on the Section 66, the sugar beet pit liner prohibition, and leave it in this article.
I guess maybe I can call on Mr. Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan, what's the correct motion to restore Section 66? Is it to reconsider the vote? Mr. Sullivan?
Mr. Chair and members, I guess I'm a bit unclear about whether the committee already voted to remove the sugar beet pit
The
liner.
committee already voted to remove Section 66.
I think, Mr. Chair, in order to essentially undo that action, I would recommend reconsidering the motion to eliminate that section and then just not acting upon that motion after it's reconsidered.
Okay, Senator Rosen moves to reconsider the vote by which Section 66 of the Environment article was removed. All in favor of the Rosen motion to reconsider that vote, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The vote is reconsidered, and Section 66 shall remain in the article.
So we'll just leave it.
Senator Rosen, let's go to the next page.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move to delete Section 125, page 96, line 23 through page 97, line 14, the demo landfills.
Is there discussion to the Rosen motion to delete Section 125? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion to delete Section 125, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Okay, I know there is some language that's been agreed upon here for some other environment issues, but we're going to move forward here now and go on to some other articles, and we'll come back to the environment bill and we'll consider that language. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are on the HHS article, and I would like to move to delete Article 9, page 318, line 11 through 319, line 13, and it reduces the cap for the premium revenue from 3.5% to 2%.
Senator Rosen moves in the HHS article to delete Article 9, page 318, lines 11 through page 319, line 13. Discussion to that motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Boddard.
I think the staff just need the instruction for which article you're referring to there. You refer to the
Article 9?
HHS article.
We are
Article 9?
I think we can make
Article 9. Okay. This would be, this is MNsure. The agency is MNsure, if that's helpful.
Okay. I think we can work with that.
Okay, well, let's see, Mr. Bodern says he can work with that reference. Is there any discussion to that?
Give him a second for a
Oh,
second.
okay.
Mr. Bodnar?
Any discussion to that motion to delete Article 9, page 318, line 11 to 319, line 13, reducing the cap for premium revenue from 3.5 to 2%? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. That language is adopted. Or that, excuse me, that section is deleted.
Deleted. Right.
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete Article 22, page 82, line 26 through 33, which is creates a new LAC process around unspent system fund balances.
Senator Rosen moves to delete Article 22, moves to delete page 82, lines 26 through 33 in Article 22. Discussion to that motion. Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move to delete Article 22, page 2, line 25 through page 3, line 23, which creates a new subjective MMB approval standards on certain transfers.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 2, line 25 through page 3, line 23 of Article 22. Any discussion to the Rosen motion? Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen motion to delete page 2, line 25 through page 3, line 23 of Article 22, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The language is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move that we delete Article 22, page 12, line 10 through 16, which directs DHS to reconcile Minnesota care premiums in past years.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 12, lines 10 through 16 of Article 22. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen motion to delete page 12, lines 10 through 16 of Article 22, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to delete Article 22, page 96, line 14 through line 33, which is the withhold 2% of the health plan payments until they verify eligibility.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 96, lines 14 through 33 of Article 22. Is there discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of that Rosen motion to delete page 96, lines 14 through 33 of Article 22, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to delete Article 5, page 157.6 through line 18, and page 192.1 through 192.7, which creates a new prescribed pediatric extended care center services that the federal government will not approve.
Senator Rosen moves to delete Article 5, page 157, lines 6 through 18, and page 192, lines 1 through 7. Is there discussion? See no discussion, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to, sorry. I'd like to move to delete Article 22, page 81, line 3, page 82, line through 24, which prohibits DHS from establishing preferred drug list for public programs.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 81, line 3 through page 82, line 24 of Article 22. Is there discussion? See none, all in favor of the Rosen motion to delete page 81, line 3 through page 82, line 24 of Article 22, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Thanks for that brief break. Senator Rosen.
Where am I? Let's see. 10, thank you. Mr. Chair, I'd like to delete Article 22, page 89, line 31 through page 92, line 8, which
Senator-
requires DHS to establish a pilot program to contract with healthcare networks to deliver care to public program enrollees.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 89, line 31 through page 92, line 8 of Article 22. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move to delete Article 22, page 10, line 27 through page 11, line 10, which is the early and periodic screening, diagnostic, and treatment, which removes best practice for care while continuing full provider payments.
Okay, Senator Rosen moves to, was it number?
11.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 10, line 27 through page 11, line 10 of Article 22. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. Page 10, line 27 through page 11, line 10 of Article 2 is removed. The motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to delete Article 28, page 17, line 15 through page 19, line 16, which establishes a working group to restructure DHS.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 17, line 15 through page 19, line 16 of Article 28. Is there any discussion? See no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The language is deleted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to delete Article 24, page 2, line 9 through page 3, line 16, which changes the short-term duration health plans to allow them to last for up to 2 years and exclude pre-existing conditions for 6 months.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 2, line 9 through page 3, line 16 of Article 24. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we're done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have the,
Senator Rosen.
thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move to Section 39 of the Jobs article, and I move to delete the word mandate and insert request that 10% of the MHFA board's Pool 3 Housing Affordability Fund resources are directed for manufactured housing and housing for small communities. The oral amendment is to delete the word mandate and insert the word request on section 39, lines, or page 45, line 25 through 30.
Mr. Bodder, do you have that amendment?
So this is what they're doing. It's not just deleting it. She had an oral amendment to change that.
Oh, okay.
I think let's skip that one.
Okay. Okay.
We're going to skip that one.
My motion. Mr. Chair, I would like to reconsider my motion on the deletion of the word mandates on section 39.
Senator Rosen withdraws her motion. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete section 11, page 9, line 23 through page 12, line 27. The tax exempt bond reform language which includes automatically allocating federal affordable housing tax credits, which is not in compliance with federal law.
Senator Rosen moves to delete section 11 of page 9, lines 23 through page 12, line 27 of the housing article. Is there any discussion to that motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion prevails. The Rosen motion to delete page 9, lines 23 through page 12, line 27 of the housing article is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete section 7, line 28, which reduces the manufactured home park contribution to the manufactured home relocation trust fund revenue up to $3,000 per lot.
Senator Rosen moves to delete page 7, line 28 of section 7 of the housing article. Is there discussion to that motion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion prevails. The Rosen motion to delete page 7, line 28 of the housing article is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete section 24, page 19, line 11 through 12, which is the set aside for the home ownerships for 2 years. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Chair, I reconsider that motion.
Okay, Senator Rosen withdraws that motion. Senator Rosen.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to delete sections 2 and section 6 on page 1 through line 27 through page 5, line 24, and page 8, line 10 through 11, which reduces the minimum wage for tipped workers.
Okay, Senator Rosen moves in the Department of Labor and Industry article to delete line 1, page 27, through page 5, line 24, and page 8, lines 10 through 11. This is the tip credit language. Is there discussion to that motion? Representative Garofalo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And first of all, I want to thank the many employees of the restaurant and hospitality industry who came in and testified on this bill and built the bipartisan consensus to support this bill. Just to be clear, contrary to the language that others have used, there's no reduction in the minimum wage for this bill. In fact, for those in the hospitality industry, it would guarantee they'd have a $14 an hour minimum wage. This is not retroactive. It doesn't even apply to Minneapolis and St. Paul. They made all the compromises they could. The net effect of the Dayton administration taking this language out is we're going to continue to see a conversion of restaurants from table service to counter service, which may lower costs for employers, but is going to result in less high-wage tipped employees in our state. And I do want to thank those workers who put a lot of time into lobbying both members on both sides of the aisle to support this, but it is regrettable that this governor is not willing to listen to them. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Representative Garofalo, for that, for sticking up for them and being the voice for them. And I really do applaud their efforts here at the Capitol. That was it's pretty astounding what they've accomplished already.
Other discussion? Senator Rosen renews her motion to delete in the Department of Labor and Industry article, page 1, line 27 through page 5, line 24, and page 8, lines 10 through 11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen language motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to go back up to the reporting requirements for MHFA, and I would like to delete section 40 on page 46, line 1 through line 5.
Senator Rosen moves in the MHFA article to delete page 46, lines 1 through 5. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Bodden.
There are 2 additional oral amendments I think you wanted to consider that Mr. Knopf may have a recommendation for the committee for.
Mr. Knopf.
Mr. Chair and members, one of them was to make the shall a may for the housing affordability set aside. The 10% was to make that delete shall and insert may.
Yeah, Mr. Knopf, if you have language on that, we could adopt that.
And Mr. Chair, I think this document doesn't line up exactly with what you have, but it's section 39, and the second line, delete shall and insert may. And then on 40, or on the fourth line down, where it says the set aside, just delete the and insert any such. And then, Mr. Chair, there's one more technical that I think the agency has asked for. It has to do with the senior housing. Right now, we have the age of 62 in here for senior housing. They preferred 55. It's just in the definition of senior housing.
Is that part of section of,
Section 14.
okay,
It's at number 18.
so but is that part of this same 10% pool 3 area that you're talking about?
Mr. Chair, no, it's with the housing infrastructure bonds.
Okay.
Okay, so we have-
But you could make all of the changes if you wanted one swoop, I guess.
I guess let's stick for the moment, Mr. Knopf, with just the oral amendment for the area that we had as page 45, lines 25 through 30 in section 39. What is the oral amendment you had there for the
Mr. Chair,
the May, changing the mandate?
It would be delete shall, insert may, and then delete the and insert any such. My lines don't line up with yours from where I have what I have here. I've got an updated document, so from what that was done on, and I don't have the document you're working on right now.
Okay, Senator Rosen moves that oral amendment. Is there discussion to that oral amendment that in section 39 basically removes the mandate for the 10% set aside and makes it permissive? Any discussion to that motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen oral amendment is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to
Senator
go
Rosen.
to the energy section and section 4, and I move to delete sections 14 and 15 on page 17, line 8 through 24, which is the site permitting and routing extensions changed to 30 days.
Just a minute. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to renew my motion on the energy article, to delete sections 14 and 15 on page 17, line 8 through 17, line 24, which is a siting permitting and routing extension change from 90 days to 30 days.
Senator Rosen moves to delete sections 14 and 15, page 17, lines 8 through 24. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to defer to Mr. Knopf, please, for the housing section, the housing article, section 14, which is the changing the age of senior from 62 to 55, relating to the housing infrastructure bonds for senior housings.
Mr. Knopf.
Mr. Chair, members, I mentioned that earlier, and that would be consistent with the way the Housing Finance Agency does senior housing, so that would be consistent.
Senator Rosen makes that oral amendment.
Yes.
Is there a discussion to the Rosen oral amendment, which, can you describe that amendment again? It moves it from 62 to 55?
Yes,
Okay, moves the definition of senior from 62 to 55.
right. In section 14.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of that Rosen oral amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen language is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Mr.
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are on the public safety article. I'd like to make a motion to remove section 8, page 6, line 29 through page 7, line 2, which is the protest language for airports and freeways.
Senator Rosen moves in the public safety bill to delete section 8, page 6, line 29 through page 7, line 2. And I understand this bill is traveling separately to the governor, so we felt it didn't need to be in this bill too. Any discussion to the Rosen motion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion prevails. The Rosen language is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move removing sections 6 through 7, page 5, line 26 through page 6, line 28 is the critical infrastructure protest language. And this, again, is traveling separate.
Yes, it is. Senator Rosen moves that we delete sections 6 and 7 of the public safety bill, which is page 5, line 26 through page 6, line 28. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Anyone want to call division?
No division. No.
All right. Senator Rosen, okay. Okay, Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move to the transportation article and remove the $1.9 million reduction in FY 2018 general fund or special revenue fund that is transferred to the MNLARS tech account language, which can be found on pages 5 and 6 of the appropriation.
Let's see, I guess I don't know if we need a better reference for that in terms of a specific page number or section. Senator Rosen, let's go back to that one, Senator Rosen.
Mr. Chair, I would like to move.
Senator Rosen withdraws that motion.
Oh,
Senator
thank you.
Rosen.
Thank you. I withdraw that motion. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move to delete section 140 on page 86, line 16 through 23, which is the prohibition of min-pass lane on I-494, the corridors of commerce.
Senator Rosen moves in the transportation article to remove section 140, which is page 86, lines 16 through 23. Is there discussion to that motion? See none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion to delete section 140 is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to go back to my motion, my original motion of the 1.9 million reduction in FY 2018 general fund or special revenue fund that is transferred to the MNLARS tech account. I'd like to
Okay,
delete
Senator
that
Rosen.
language.
You'd like to delete that language?
Yes,
Okay,
and we're fine.
all right. So this is language in the transportation article, Department of Public Safety section, deleting the $1.9 million reduction in FY 2018 general fund or special revenue fund that is transferred to the MNLARS tech account. Any discussion to the Rosen motion? See no discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails, the Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move to delete the deputy registrars. I would like to delete, I don't know the section, Mr. Chair, but I have the page 17, line 25 through line 30, which allows the deputy registrars to issue titles.
Senator Rosen moves to delete in the transportation article, page 17, lines 25 through 30. Is there discussion to the Rosen motion? See no discussion, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion to delete page 17, lines 25 through 30 of the transportation article relating to deputy registrars issuing titles is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to delete page 12, line 21 through page 12, line 2, which is the prohibition. Oh, excuse me. Page 24, line 21 through page 25, line 2, which is the slowpoke bill, but the prohibition on slow traffic in the left lane.
Senator Rosen moves to delete the slow poke bill. Senator Rosen moves to delete page 24, line 21 through page 25, line 2. Is there discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to move to delete section 5, page 3, line 1 through line 8, which is the restriction on how Met Council can use MVIS.
Senator Rosen moves to delete section 5 of the transportation article, page 3, lines 1 through 8. Is there discussion? See none, all in favor of the Rosen motion to delete page 3, lines 1 through 8, section 5 of the transportation article, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman?
We're going to now, Representative Garofalo.
Mr. Chairman, just a question. So there is an amendment I had drawn up for the energy article. This was a request of the administration. Would you prefer to wait until the end of the proceedings, or do you want me to adopt that amendment, or to distribute that amendment now?
I have a third option, Representative Garofalo. We're going to take a very short break. We're in temporary recess. I'll come and see you about it. We're going to reconvene the conference committee. And we're going to start working on some of these state government-related articles now. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Out of the state government article, I'd like to make a motion to delete Section 6, page 2, line 22, to cut the ongoing $10,000 to the cosmetology board's operating budget.
Senator Rosen moves in the state government article to remove Section 6, page 3, line 22. And I do want to say that in some cases, there may be a different engrossment that we're using for these references, and staff is instructed to make sure that it conforms to the correct reference. Discussion to the Rosen motion. So no discussion, all in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, opposed? Motion prevails, the Rosen motion is adopted. We're going to have to just wait a little bit more till we get one more House member here. We are in very, very, very temporary recess. All right, why don't you move that?
Okay. Mr. Chair?
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are on the state government article, and I'd like to make a motion to delete Section 10, page 3, line 22, the cut to the cosmetology board's operating budget.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to make a motion to delete Section 10, page 33, line 24, through page 34, line 17, which is the $207,000 cut to M&B's budget for directing local aid transferred to LBO.
Senator Rosen moves to delete in the state government article, Section 10, page 33, line 24 through page 34, line 17. Is there discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to delete Section 14, page 16, line 16 through page 17, line 9, which is the federal funds report for MMB.
Senator Rosen moves in the state government article to delete Section 14, page 16, line 16 through page 17, line 9. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion to delete Section 14 regarding the federal funds report is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to make a motion to remove Section 16, page 18, line 11 through 29, which is the uncollectible debt report.
Senator Rosen moves in the state government article to remove Section 16, page 18, lines 11 through 29. Discussion to that motion. See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion to delete Section 16, page 18, lines 11 through 29, say aye. Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to delete Sections 18 through 19 and 21 through 22, pages 19, line 18 through page 21, line 23, and page 21, line 26 through page 27, line 7, which is the eyelash technician manager license repeal. Seems like a lot of lines for that.
Senator Rosen moves in the state government article to remove Sections 18 to 19, 21 to 22, which is page 19, line 18, through page 21, line 23, and page 21, line 26, through page 22, line 7. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, Mr. Chair, I move to delete Section 7. There's an amendment. Page 1, line 11 through 12, and page 2, line 9. And there is an amendment to this, I believe, Amendment 132, is that correct? No?
Mr.
I think,
Mr.
Oh,
Chairman.
it is from the
Mr.
amendment.
Bottern.
Mr. Bottern.
So, Mr. Chairman, the committee did adopt a lengthier amendment to the state government article, if you remember, and it was numbered 132. So if you give us the instruction to remove or alter sections that are in that amendment, we can follow that.
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, I so move.
Okay, Senator Rosen moves that Section 7 of Amendment 132 that was recently adopted, I believe that was yesterday, yes, yesterday, is now deleted. Section 7 of that Amendment 132 is now deleted, which is page 1, lines 11 and 12, and page 2, line 9. Is there discussion to that amendment? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to delete Section 4, Section 5, Section 6, Section 7, Section 9, 10, and 11 of Amendment 32, which is the abolishment of minute, allowing agencies to contract for services outside of minute rates, and that's it.
Okay, Senator Rosen moves to delete language from Amendment 132 that was adopted yesterday deletes sections 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, and 11. Page references are page 4, line 5 through page 4, line 10, page 4, line 13, page 4, line 15 through page 6, line 6, page 6, line 8 through page 6, line 33, page 7, line 18 through page 7, line 26, page 8, line 1 through page 9, line 6. I'm sure glad we got all this in writing. Is there discussion to that Rosen motion on this, deleting this language from the amendment that was adopted yesterday relating to minute? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to delete Section 12 of the Amendment 132, page 9, line 7 through page 9, line 16, which limits the CIO authority for program participation with MDE, the Board of Regents, for the U of M Board of Trustees with Minskew.
Senator Rosen moves to delete Section 12, page 9, line 7 through page 9, line 16 of the Amendment 132 adopted yesterday. Is there discussion to the Rosen motion? See no discussion. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to delete Sections 7 through 11, page 6, line 29 through page 15, line 2, which is the emergency operations and continuity planning.
Senator Rosen moves to, in the state government finance article, delete sections 7 through 11, which is page 6, line 29 through page 15, line 2, relating to emergency operations and continuity planning. Is there discussion to the Rosen motion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted.
Mr. Chairman, there's quite a bit of chat.
Representative Garofalo.
There's enough chatter in the room that I'm having a difficulty hearing you and Senator Rosen. Can we, we do something?
All right, please, everyone, let's try to keep the chatter down. If you need to talk, please go out in the hallway. Okay, let me just confer with Senator Rosen here a second. All right, we're going to turn to the education article now, and we do have paper amendments for much of this, if not all of it. So we're going to start with amendments to the education article. We can have the pages pass out those amendments.
It's like the best time.
This is. All right, we have the First Amendment that's being distributed, the A18-1033 amendment. Representative Loon, would you care to move that amendment?
I would, Mr. Chair. I move the A1810, did you say 33?
Yes, and could you describe that amendment? What it does?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So this has to do with the school safety article. And the first part, page 12, line 7, after the comma insert that enrolls students, that's this clarifying language. The second line, referencing page 15, line 3, provides administrative funds for the Sane Foundation grant. Most of this language has to do with providing administrative funds for grants that are in the bill, or the article. The next allows up to $90,000 for administering the physical security audit grants. Would go to the Department of Public Safety for administering those. The next is up to 3% for administering the school resource officer training grants. The next line, page 16, references administrative funds for the safety assessment grants. The next line, referencing page 16, line 30, is administrative funds for the suicide prevention training grant. And finally, the last line of the amendment, referencing page 17, line 15, is administrative funds for incentive grants for character development education.
And Representative Lewin or staff, I guess, we're working off another sheet of various concerns of the governor relating to language or other issues. Can you tell us which items on the governor's list this amendment relates to?
Yes, Mr. Chair, using that spreadsheet, it would be item number 26, grant administration, new grants without administrative money.
And also 29, perhaps?
And also 29, yes, thank you.
All right, okay. So Representative Lewin was the A18-1033 amendment. Is there discussion to the amendment? Okay, see no discussion, all in favor of the A18-1033 amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails, the A18-1033 amendment is adopted. Representative Lewin.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I would move the A18-1027 amendment.
Okay.
All right, Representative Lewin was the A18-1027 amendment. Representative Lewin.
Mr. Chair, yes, this amendment references accreditation for eligible institutions for dual enrollment programs. There was a problem where one of the programs, their accreditor sort of stopped doing accreditations for programs, and so this would rectify that situation, and the department wanted to change the language slightly from what was in the article we adopted. So it just now lists an accreditor recognized by the United States Department of Education. The next part of the amendment it says, references page 17, line 30. This would allow up to 3% for administering grants, allows MDE to administer for character development incentive grants, and also a 3% administrative fee for the Waconia Vocational PSEO grant program that are in the articles.
Okay, and just so we can keep track of things on our other spreadsheet, Representative Lewin, do you know which number this relates to, which issue?
This is item 20 and also 26 and 26.
I think we,
We already did 26.
okay, it's related to another, okay. Thank you, Representative Lewin. Representative Lewin moves the A18-1027 amendment. Is there discussion to that amendment?
I have a question.
Oh, Senator Rosen.
Thank you. And Representative Loon, these are the language changes that came from the governor.
That's
Representative
correct.
Lewin.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Rosen, yes.
All right, seeing no other discussion, all in favor of the A18-1027 amendment, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion prevails. The A18-1027 amendment is adopted. Representative Loon.
All right, dealer's choice, then I'll go with A18-1030.
Representative Loon moves the A18-1030 amendment.
All right, so, Mr. Chair and committee members, I'm just starting from the top of the amendment, beginning with line 1.3. references page 9, deletes lines 3 through 6. This deletes the curriculum review requirement that was in the bill, and I'll ask staff to tell me which item that is. Curriculum review. Which number? 16. Okay, so that's number 16. And then the next areas with deletion and page 9, then up through lines 30 to 33, deleting new language that deletes the dyslexia screening requirement. That's number 5 on the list from the governor's office. Page 10, delete line 1, and that's with that as well. Page 21, delete section 16. And page 24, delete section 17. That references deletes testing reporting requirements. Item number 6 on the governor's list. Page 37, delete section 34. This deletes the discipline reporting requirement. That was the last. 27? That's number 27 on the list from the governor's office. The next line references page 41, deletes section 39. This deletes the section referencing a prohibition on teachers using public resources for advocacy purposes. That's number 8 on the governor's list. Page 53, line 28. Of this amount, $3,000 is for administrative expenses associated with the report. The rest of this, the amendment all references providing administrative costs for grants within the articles.
And thank you, Representative Loon. Can I just have you repeat which items on the governor's list this particular amendment deals with? Could we have a recap of that?
So 5, 6. Okay, so going from the top of the amendment down, delete 16, 5, 6, 27, 8, and 26.
So this deletes those particular provisions, you're saying? Okay. All right.
The first word delete, and the last number 26 again amends because it has to do with adding in administrative funds for grants or reporting.
Okay. Is there discussion to the A18-1030 amendment?
Could Representative Loon repeat all of that?
No.
All right.
Unless you really want me to.
Representative Loon renews her motion to adopt the A18-1030 amendment. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion prevails. The A18-1030 amendment is adopted. Representative Loon.
All right, Mr. Chair, I would move the A18-1032 amendment.
Representative Loon moves the A18-1032 amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This article references the nutrition article and sort of what we refer to as the anti-school lunch shaming provision. And so this amendment would actually restore language which was in the House bill, referencing that a child with a school lunch debt could not be prohibited from participating in school activities, and restores some specific references to those activities: field trips, athletics, activity clubs, extracurricular activities, or access to materials, technology, or other items provided to students. And this is number 25 on the governor's list.
No, that's fine.
Is there discussion to the A18-1032 amendment? See no discussion. All in favor of that amendment, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion prevails. The A18-1032 amendment is adopted. Representative Loon.
Mr. Chair, I would move the A18-1028 amendment.
Representative Loon moves the A18-1028 amendment.
All right, so, Mr. Chair, on the amendment lines 1.3 to 1.5, those lines refer to a section that we had in the Teacher Code of Conduct. It would move an offense of embezzlement of public funds of over $2,500 to if someone had committed such an offense, it would be an item that the licensing board could consider for disqualification of a license, but it would not make it a mandatory revocation or denial of license. The next portion of the amendment changes the effective date for Pellsby rulemaking and the temporary rules. So the article currently has September, and we're pushing that out 1 month to October. 24. And that is 22 and 23,
All right.
and 24.
Any discussion to the A18-1028 amendment? See no discussion, all in favor of that amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails, the A18-1028 amendment is adopted. Representative Loon.
All right, I would move the A18-1026 amendment.
Not sure if we have that amendment, Representative Loon. A18-1026. Oops, we got to distribute the
I can move on to another amendment while that's
okay, why don't you
distributed.
move on to another amendment while we're distributing that?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, maybe I've gone through them all. Oh. Actually, I think I've done them all except for that one, Mr. Chair.
Representative Loon.
I think.
No, we haven't done that one yet.
Okay. Representative Loon, we have the A26 amendment now. Would you like to
All
move
right.
that?
Yes.
Representative Loon moves the A18-1026 amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this amendment would delete the definition of teacher for the School Readiness Plus program, and that is item 10 on the governor's list.
All right. Is there discussion of the A18-1026 amendment? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of the A18-1026 amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The A18-1026 amendment is adopted. Representative Loon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move the A18-1029.
Representative Loon moves the A18-1029 amendment. Representative Loon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This amendment would restore some fund transfers for there's 4 school districts that would be allowed to do a transfer from their community education fund. The first listed here is actually in the articles. The other 3 are not. So the 3 for the are Ivanhoe, Minneapolis School District, and Hopkins School District. Again, these items, as indicated to me, in some manner are important to the department and to these school districts, Minneapolis in particular of the 3 that we would be adding. And so I would offer this up for the committee's consideration.
Okay, Representative Loon.
And number 19 on the list, I'm sorry.
Okay, Representative Loon moves the A18-1029 amendment. Is there a discussion to that amendment? All right, see no discussion. All in favor of the A18-1029 amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The A18-1029 amendment is adopted. Any more amendments, Representative Loon?
I think we have 2 oral amendments, Mr. Chair, or I have 2 oral amendments.
All right. Please state your oral amendment.
Why aren't we doing this one?
Oh, is he going to do the other deletions? All right. Mr. Chair, the first oral amendment would be in Article 39, Section 4. And this references the kindergarten readiness assessment. It's number 17 on the governor's list.
All right.
And I would propose that Article 39, Section 4, language be stricken from the article.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear that. Oh, good.
Representative Loon moves to strike from the education article, Article 39, Section 4. Is there discussion to that oral amendment? See no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion prevails. The Loon oral amendment to strike Section 4 of Article 39 is adopted. Any other amendments, Representative Loon?
One last amendment, Mr. Chair. It's number 28 on the list from the governor. And so I would move to strike, it references increasing the number of audits of school districts. It's Article 34, Section 18, and I would move to strike that Article 34, Section 18 from the bill.
Representative Loon moves to strike Article 34, Section 18 of the education article. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Loon motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Loon motion is adopted. Thank you, Representative Loon. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative Loon, how about the Article 33, Section 1, the threat assessments? Did we get that, number 18 on the governor's?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, that is something that needs revision. And also 21, services provided before dismissal, Article 35, Section 27.
Madam Chair, we were not able to come to an agreement on that language.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Rosen, I guess, can I ask, I guess Senator Rosen, before I recognize you, can I ask Representative Loon to describe what's in those articles? I guess, Representative Loon, can you tell us about what is in those particular articles that Senator Rosen referenced?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So the first, number 18 on the list, has to do with the threat assessment or safety assessment language that's in the bill. And there was a proposal of language regarding district suicide policy or protocol, including immediate intervention and staff staying with the student until assistance arrives. And there was concern by some of the chairs about exactly how this would be carried out and how that would affect schools' policies. We're not certain that schools they don't appear to be mandated to have a specific protocol or policy on this, on suicide, students incurring suicidal situations.
Senator Loon, Representative Loon, do you know what objection the department or the administration might have had to any of this language?
Well,
Senator Rosen.
Representative Loon, did they send you any revised language for this section 33?
no, just this.
Did they send, Representative Loon, did they send you any suggestions on how to have this, this portion more acceptable?
No,
Representative
no. Maybe we should take a short recess. A recess I would, to have a word with you about this?
Okay, tell you what, let's,
Yeah.
Senator Rosen, let's come back to this perhaps later. I guess Senator Rosen has another question. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And so Representative Loon, number 21 on the governor's portion here, Article 35, Section 27, the services provided before dismissal. Was there language that was suggested from the governor?
Representative Loon.
Yes, Senator Rosen, the language right now in the article says that schools must consider alternative services or non-exclusionary procedures before dismissal. This would mandate use of those before dismissal, and this language was carefully vetted with members of the education community, in particular the principals, school principals, and so we did not feel comfortable making this change.
We need to make a motion now.
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And while we are discussing these two issues, I'd like to make a motion that the conference committee will meet past midnight.
Senator Rosen moves that the conference committee can meet past midnight. Of course, under the rules, we can only meet till 1 a.m., but we need to pass a motion to meet past midnight. And I would concur with Senator Rosen's motion and urge people to vote for it. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. All right, if we're done with the education article, I know that there is a environment amendment that we can take up. So if the environment chairs would come forward. People listening and conference committee members will recall that earlier we had a amendment that Senator Kiffmeyer had offered regarding voter registration information on the DNR, and then was alerted to the fact that there was some more, another amendment coming that dealt with this and some other items, and she withdrew her motion. And we have a amendment now that is coming forward that deals with this, but also deals with a number of other environment issues that need to be addressed. And so I guess Senator Kiffmeyer, would you like to offer the A177 amendment that contains that voter registration fix as well as other items, or else I can if you wish me to?
No, Mr. Chair, I'm glad to move the A117.
Well, I wanted to recognize Senator Kiffmeyer because she had offered the amendment before, and so I thought it was her place to offer it.
Thank you very,
I got one, thank you.
No, it's fine.
Okay, Senator Kiffmeyer offers the A177 amendment, and we have Representative Fabian and Senator Ingebrigtsen, who I guess I will ask whoever wants to start first to go through and explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Representative
This amendment is the amendment that Senator Ingebrigtsen and I and staff have been working on. We have full agreement with the agencies, DNR and MPCA, Bowser and the language that's here. I would ask that someone, we did make one mistake. I would ask that someone on the committee would move on page 2, line 2.12, 2.13, and 2.14 be deleted from the amendment. And if need be, Mr. Knopf or Ms. Taylor can make sure that we get that wording correct. But this is all agreed to, okay? Scout's honor.
Okay.
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move that page 2, line 12 through 14 is deleted.
Okay, is there discussion to that Rosen oral amendment, page 2, delete lines 12 through 14? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the Rosen oral amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen oral amendment is adopted. Okay, Representative Fabian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm comfortable with you just accepting the amendment.
Well, let's see, Representative Fabian or Senator Ingebrigtsen or staff, I know that there were some other policy issues that the administration had concerns about that I think this amendment also deals with. Could you talk about those and what's in the amendment to deal with them?
The section, Mr. Chair, I don't have the other worksheet. Maybe Ms. Taylor or Mr. Knopf can run through it real quickly. I just have the amendment, Mr. Chair.
All right, Mr. Knopf.
You're it. Mr. Chair, members, one of the provisions you did not adopt earlier was page 49, delete section 45, and that's included here. And that's the soil loss limits. Also, page 51, sections 48 and 49. And those deal with irrigation and water permits. You did already delete 64 on the bottom of that page. And Mr. Chair, members, the sugar beet storage is, as Representative Fabian mentioned earlier, the new language there that's been agreed to by the agency. You've got some language. You also did do on 2.15, you did 69 through 71. On page 67, this is dealing with the capital assistance program, and this is consistent with the agreement with the agency to make the changes through 2.26. 2.27 deals with starts with the deals with the 3M thing. These are just some fairly technical things to change some dates and to use a definition of the municipalities. And then on the top of page 3, you did not do page 73, lines 30 to 31, and that is dealing with, yeah, that's just dealing with those cities again. Excuse me. 70, yeah. Oh, that's dealing with the 3M stuff again. Mr. Chair, sections 84 and 85 on page 74 were not deleted. Those are one's a permit fee provision and one is a section that's already been enacted into law. And then on page 82, you deleted section 99. This has 98, and I'm assuming maybe you want to do both. I'm not sure. 99 deals with the Metropolitan Solid Waste Plan and the rulemaking provision, and that was deleted. This one also deletes section 98, which is basically, that one's already been enacted also. And then So this would delete an already enacted section. And then on page 84, you have sections, you deleted section 101, but not 100. And 100 deals with something else that's been already enacted. It deals with the Metropolitan Solid Waste Grants. And then on page 85, section 102, implementation waivers for the buffer law is in here. You did the lakes part on 3.7, but the others, and the one right above it is just technical. You did not do 96, page 96, section 125, and that's dealing with the demolition debris landfills. You did do 97, then all the rest of those are the wild rice provisions that you've already done, 3.10 through 3.13, at least through the 132. You did not do, and the last part of the amendment, it just replaces some provisions dealing with the Ag BMP loan program for drainage authorities. And what this does is it deletes sections 1 and 2 from that article and then replaces it with 3 sections that both the House and Senate have passed in their agricultural policy bills. And it replaces them with those to make them consistent with that bill. And Mr. Chair, that should be the end of the amendment. Yes, it goes all the way through page 6, line 20.
All right, is there discussion to the A177 amendment? Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And actually, this question is for Senator Kiffmeyer. Senator Kiffmeyer, you had previously offered the A150 amendment for the voter registration information, and I see that there is on the new amendment that was just offered on page 1, line 14 or 15, 13, excuse me. Is this appropriate for, is this what you're asking for?
Yes, Madam Chair. It's basically the same way to accomplish, 2 different ways to accomplish the same thing. So I had done, which I had received actually from the House, the entire language on a amendment, a replacement section. The way this has been done is taking the specific language and dealing with it in that way. They both accomplish the same purpose, which is to give flexibility to the DNR on the location of the hot link to the registration voting form on the Secretary of State website. So so both of ours give that flexibility that was requested by the DNR and accepted by them, that I understand.
Other discussion, Mr. Knopf.
Mr. Chair, I just want to make sure, I did not point this out when I was going through it. On 1.6 and 1.7, the wild rice report and the $500,000 is also being deleted in here.
All right, any other discussion to the A177 amendment? Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Senator Ingebrigtsen, I know you were working, and Representative Fabian, on the Wild Rice Conference Committee. Is that buttoned up? And any big changes?
I'm sitting next to the chair. Mr. Chair, I'm sitting next to the chair, so we'll be doing that tomorrow.
Yes.
Representative Fabian.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Chair, thank you. We plan to schedule the conference committee tomorrow.
All right.
Mr. Chair, maybe we'll do it yet tonight. We haven't decided yet.
Actually, tomorrow is today.
Well, as of, it looks like it just about is, as a matter of fact. All right, is there any other discussion to the A177 amendment? See no discussion, all in favor of the A177 amendment as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The A177 amendment is adopted. Representative Garofalo, I believe you have an amendment. If we could have a page distribute an amendment.
Did we do this one? We did already, okay. This is energy. This is housing.
Thanks. Yep, thanks.
No, I don't think so, not from my side.
Representative Garofalo moves the A178 amendment. Representative Garofalo, could you describe that amendment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, this would abolish the Senate and move Minnesota to a unicameral system. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Chairman and members, there is a current assessment that is expiring in June of 2018. This is a promise I made to the Commissioner of Commerce, and I'm fulfilling that promise. This is going to extend that assessment for another year, up to $500,000. So it takes current law, just extends it by a year. This is done at the request of the administration. I've spoken with Senator Osmek, and he is in favor with it. He's supportive of this amendment as well.
Is there a discussion to the A178 amendment? See no discussion. All in favor of the A178 amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The A178 amendment is adopted. Let me confer with Senator Rosen. All right, Senator Rosen.
Mr. Chair, I would like to reconsider my motion on the transportation article, on page 24, line 21 through page 25, line 2, on the slowpoke motion. Slowpoke motion. The prohibition on slow traffic in the left lane.
Backed by popular demand, Senator Rosen moves to consider the vote by which we deleted page 24, line 21 through page 25, line 2. Is there discussion? See no discussion. All in favor of the Rosen motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. Let's see. Let us confer again here. While we are waiting here and getting ready to wrap up, I guess we're not aware of any other amendments, although we thought there might be one more. So just give us just a little bit. We're going to do a very short recess. We are in a temporary recess. All right, so we will reconvene the conference committee. If people can please take their seats. It's late, I'm sure you all want to go home too. So we've got just a few more amendments. Let's see, Senator Kiffmeyer, do you have one to hand out?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I do.
Senator Kiffmeyer.
Mr. Nauman has the amendment to the second article of state government, which is the Legislative Budget Office, and he will distribute them. This is largely technical. It is not a substantive change, but it is requested by through MMB to make these technical changes. And wording changes such as, instead of working collaboratively, instead do learn from the Department of Management and Budget's work. We did delete section 10, which is actually a piece from minute that happened to fall in that particular area. That's the only section that is deleted in its entirety. On line 1.3 of the amendment, there was a request by MMB to add or other applicable law unless there are federal laws or regulations that prohibit the provision of the not public data for this purpose. So we appreciate that. It did not make a substantive change, but it was language that MMB requested, and I agreed to that.
Well, Senator Kiffmeyer moves the A258 amendment, and I've looked at it and talked to her about it, and I think it looks good to me. It is primarily technical. Is there any discussion of the A258 amendment?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Nauman.
So, Mr. Chair and members, on line .16, I believe it was Senator Kiffmeyer's intent to strike observe and replace that word with learn from, to more appropriately clarify what the intent for that first year would be for the director.
Okay, Senator Kiffmeyer?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I happen to have it written down on my copy here, and I forgot. I read it, but I didn't make it as an oral amendment.
Mr. Chair.
All right, Senator Kiffmeyer incorporates on page 1, line 16, in place of the word observe, the words learn from. She incorporates that into her A258 amendment. Is there other discussion to the A258 amendment?
Mr. Chairman.
Representative Garofalo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is this something? She disappeared.
Right up here.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Senator Kiffmeyer, is this something that you and Representative Anderson have worked out?
You know, Mr. Chair and Representative Garofalo, we had worked out the substance of the bill with Representative Vogel, and in 2 meetings with Representative Anderson, she had said that Representative Vogel and I were to work on this language, and so we did. And so the language that was adopted previously by this conference committee had the substantive language, which was agreed to by Representative Anderson, by Chair Anderson. So we did that, and then that information, we have worked closely with MMB all along in regards to this very critical situation of changing fiscal process from MMB over to the Legislative Budget Office. In the language then that the governor's office reviewed, they made some of these technical requests to us, and that is the amendment that is in front of you today. But the substance of the language, earlier today, I texted with Representative Vogel, as I did several times last weekend as well, discussing various matters in regards to the Legislative Budget Office. My staff and other staff spent time with Representative Vogel going over these things, and I also spent a lot of time on the phone with him. And also today, in texting with Representative Vogel, other than these technical issues, which are really very technical, the one changing it from work collaboratively to observe the Department of Management and Budget's work is the issue. Let's see. It was up on line 1.5, where we deleted State Budget Director and inserted the Commissioner of Management and Budget, and the text from Representative Vogel that he would defer to the judgment of the Conference Committee, and that's what I'm presenting to you at this time.
Mr. Chairman?
Representative Garofalo.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Kiffmeyer, does Representative Anderson, Sarah Anderson, support this amendment?
Well, Mr. Chair, I have not asked. She had deferred twice in meetings with her that this was something that I was to work out with Representative Vogel, and I did that.
Okay.
Representative Garofalo, I think it's a good amendment.
Okay, because, Mr. Chairman, I'm getting messages that this has not been vetted properly by the House and that this has unintended side effects. So do we need to adopt this right now?
I guess Representative Garofalo, I didn't see any unintended side effects. I think that it's mostly technical, and I talked to staff about it, and that was the message I got from them as well.
Mr. Chairman, this is coming from Representative Vogel and Representative Anderson. That's the only reason I'm pushing it.
All right. I know we got a couple of other amendments. Senator Kiffmeyer, if you'd just temporarily withdraw your amendment, would you be willing to do that?
I will withdraw the A258 amendment temporarily.
All right, thank you. Senator Limmer, I believe you have an amendment.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to introduce the A261 amendment.
And has the A261 been distributed? Okay, we need to distribute the A261 amendment. Okay, Senator Limmer, can you speak to the A261 amendment?
Yes, sir. The A261 amendment addresses the issue of the use of a wireless communication device while driving a motor vehicle. In this case, it enhances the penalty for texting or using a wireless communication device for every other purpose of composing, reading, or sending an electronic message. It does not include oral communication on the phone. It enhances the penalty. It does recognize a person who violates this subdivision is guilty of a petty misdemeanor. However, a person who violates this subdivision within 5 years of the first of 2 or more prior violations would be guilty of a misdemeanor. That's a new concept, or not a new concept, but a new recognition of a criminal element of the charge of misdemeanor. Upon a first offense, there would be a fine of $150. Now, that's not just that's not the total cost, because then you would add a $75 administration fee on top of that. So the first offense would include a fine and penalty, or the fine and the admin fee, which would total $225. A second offense would equal a fine of $300, and then the subsequent $75 of admin costs. And for an offense committed within 5 years of the first of 2 or more prior violations, as I mentioned before, the guilt of a misdemeanor, the fine would raise to $500 plus the $75 admin fee. Mr. Chairman, there's been a lot of talk of this issue this year, well, actually over many years. But I believe this is as far as both chambers are willing to go together on this important issue.
Thank you, Senator Limmer. Is there discussion to the A261 amendment? Representative Torkelson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Limmer, for presenting the amendment. We had a spirit of an agreement earlier today, and now that details of this have been reworked a bit, but I believe it reflects the spirit of our agreement, and I've got a a verbal communication from staff that the House is fine with this language.
Okay, thank you, Representative Torkelson. Senator Kiffmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative Torkelson, could you explain what the spirit of the agreement was that you're referring to?
Enhanced penalties for texting.
Thank you.
Any other discussion to the A261 amendment? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of the Limmer A261 amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. The A261 amendment is adopted. Senator Kiffmeyer.
Well, Mr. Chair, I will not offer this amendment tonight. I'm sure the governor's office will weigh in on this. I'm just a bit disappointed that after all the work and the effort with Representative Vogel over the last week or so is at this status, but nonetheless, these are technical, and the governor's office will have his input, and if it gives it another day to do that so that the House feels comfortable, then I will defer to your judgment, Mr. Chair.
Well, I guess thank you for considering things in that way. Senator Kiffmeyer, as I told you, I wasn't sure that I saw any particular problems with it myself, but apparently some other people have some concerns about it. And so if you are willing to withdraw it to assuage their concerns, that's generous of you. Thank you, Senator Kiffmeyer.
Thank you.
Okay. Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to offer the A260 amendment.
And can
there's
staff distribute that amendment?
Nice enough to give me Band-Aid. Oh, stop, stop.
Let's see.
Say something?
Senator Rosen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, this is a piece that came out of Senate File 730, the opioid bill, and it establishes an advisory council, and this council has a membership of 18 people that, as you can see on subdivision 2 on page 2, line 19, members from the House and Senate, physicians, Board of Pharmacy, members representing opioid treatment, MHA, the Society of Addiction Medicine, pain psychologist, Steve Rumler Foundation, the Minnesota Ambulance Association, goes on, manufacturer of opiates, someone from the Tribal Nation, Human Services and Health are in this. But what's more important in this piece, and that I feel very excited about, is that we are going to be able to track to see if and the council will focus on prevention and education, dealing with treatment, including a statewide access to effective treatment, building the capacity. They'll also review all the money that comes in from the state and the federal, and review with the departments as far as where this money is going, It's kind of my pay for performance criteria for this situation that we're in. And it's based off the results first criteria that Senator Benson has worked on for years. And there is appropriations that are earmarked in the language that we adopted today in the opioid article. They report back to the chairs of the ranking and minority members of the legislative committees. And it's was accidentally deleted last night. It was Representative Baker is in favor of this and was disappointed that we did not put this advisory council and the benchmarks in this bill.
Senator Abler, would you like to speak to this? I see you up at the stand.
No, I'm just keeping track of you guys.
Senator Abler?
No, I'm just watching to make sure it's all perfect. Thank you. There's some other human service stuff I might talk about later. I'm just parked here. Thanks.
Is there other discussion to the Rosen amendment? Okay, we need to have another temporary recess to confer on this. We're in temporary recess. Senator Rosen, you have some final
I
motions?
do have a final motion. I move that the staff be instructed to complete the draft conference committee report, and the report shall include all adopted provisions, spreadsheet provisions, and technical and conforming changes necessary. The report shall be prepared for final signatures of the conferees per their instructions.
Is there any discussion to that motion? Bill is done. It's too late. It's too late. Sorry. Is there any discussion to the Rosen motion? So this is the final motion to pass the bill as amended, pass the conference committee report as amended. See no discussion. All in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion prevails. The Rosen motion is adopted. The conference committee report is adopted. And with that, I don't know of any other business to come before this committee. Seeing none, we are adjourned.